Then in that space, how do we go about acing the whole personalization game from a tech data standpoint? Because one interesting example, so one of my friend, so they have a family business of footwear in Delhi, and they've been running it successfully for probably 5 decades. One interesting thing I observed was that my friend's father, he sits at the shop. He's been sitting there for last, God knows, 30, 40 years. He knows each and every customer.
Absolutely.
I was just there at their store for half an hour, 1 hour, and I observed he spoke to all the customers, at least the customers which have been coming. Probably they have a very high brand loyalty and high return rate as well. And he knew everybody. People knew him. They knew he knew what to give them, what their preferences are, and what they don't like. And before they even could say something, he would go, tell the boy that show them this kind of sandals or this kind of shoes. And likewise, another example could be, I keep going to a particular restaurant again and again, and you start to, the staff knows you. They know what you'll order. They'll probably ask you, would you again like to go for this? Now, with this whole shift more towards digital, I think one blessing is that people have shifted onto digital so that more traces, more data points to collect about the user under consent. And now it's very, I think it's make or break if they don't use that data and create that personalized experience, which has been working so well for last so many decades. So how do we go about that whole personalization game?
No, that's what, like, so you brought in a very like a very pertinent point here, right? About the so-called hyper personalization,
Right.
like in terms of how a kirana store can do it. I think that is the beauty of all the unorganized sector, especially in India, that we have. That is everywhere. Like the customers who are staying in a particular tier 2, tier 3 cities or villages, the shop owner there exactly knows who the customer or
Right.
what their wants and needs are, and able to do that. And I think that would be kind of the nirvana state of any retailer to
Get
get
to.
to, right? But you are absolutely right. We have a great tool for us to get towards that, and that
Okay.
is data, right? And with the, like, of course, with the COVID that you spoke about, as well as with the acceleration of digital transformation that we are seeing, definitely there is a huge trace of data coming into play. And moreover, we are at the sweet spot of like, what do you say, the processing power, which has like a multiple exponentially has improved.
Right.
Cost of storage has significantly
Gone
decreased,
down.
and even the data. I think by 2025, I believe we are going to have roughly like 180 zettabytes, and a zettabyte has 21 zeros, if I'm right.
Right.
Right. And not just that, 90% of that data, like, were created in the last 2 years,
Right.
and it is going to keep increasing. And now, and the kind of sources that is going to be proliferated
Right.
in creating that data is going to be increasing with so many IoTs and coming in and so on and so forth. So that is the huge blessing that we have got, right?
Right.
And how do I do that? And you touched upon a very important point when you explained that situation. How the shop owner, kirana store,
Right.
are able to do it? Because simple thing, they knew their customer,
Right.
right? So how can we get there? Only way for us to know is as long as we are able to capture the customer data in a completely like a 360-degree view. In other words, as a business organization, it is imperative for us to create a digital twin of every customer. And when I say digital twin, whether we talk about the self-declared data in terms of, okay, hey, my name and address and so on and so forth, or some of the like inferred information through my transactional behavior, my browse behavior, my in-store behavior, my marketing behavior across both the regular owned channels versus paid channels, or for that matter, post-purchase, how I interact with my customer service or like a lead, sales lead, right? So it's extremely important to get that holistic view of the customer, and there lies the success of any organization which is really looking to make a difference in terms of customer experience. Because the crux of that is to have that right understanding of the customer, or in other words, a single view of that customer as a digital twin, so that you could leverage that information to create that right experience. And you talk
Right.
about personalization, we all know the definition of it: getting the right product or service at the right time,
To the right
at the right
user.
moment, right?
Right.
That, and you can achieve it, and that's your like typical integral limit tending to like infinity, right? We have to get there. All the stars needs to be aligned, and as an organization to be even getting towards it, one of the first imperative is to have a solid customer data platform that can enable them to get there.